Wello, my name is Natalie Bomstead, and I am Wello's Executive Director, coming to you virtually from my home here in Green Bay. I want to thank you all for joining us today for our series, Connecting for Wellbeing with Wello, where we talk about all things community, connection, and well-being. And so in the spirit of virtual connection, I'm really excited about the special guest we have with us here today, Dr. Regan Gurung, who is a founding member of Wello and is currently a professor of psychological science at Oregon State University. So Regan, thank you for joining us here today.
It's absolutely super to be, in quotes, back. And I think this is really the time to reach out and make connections with the people who you're fond of and are well connected to. And, even though your intro nicely said professor of psychological science at Oregon State, I do want to stress for the record, also professor at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay for 20 wonderful years.
Yes, you have been a pillar in our community for so long. So thank you so much, Regan, for joining us here today. So part of well-being is about asking people how they're doing. So Regan, how are you doing today?
Fortunately, I can say well, and I think to a large extent that as a psychologist, I really try to walk the walk. I know, I'm a health psychologist. I study stress and coping, which really positions me well for the situation that we're in. So I am doing well, thank you, and but in a large part because I think I'm really trying to practice what I teach to the extent that I can. So it's not easy, but I'm really trying to do all those things that I think all of us should be doing more of during these very interesting, difficult times.
Absolutely. So that kind of brings me to my next question. So a lot of people are really feeling very anxious, very stressed right now. And you have an upcoming free class to really dive into the psychology of coping. So some of those skills that you're talking about that you're using. So can you give us and our viewers some insight on why you decided to provide this class and what participants can expect to learn?
Right. I think, as an educator, there are so many of our students in particular who are really uncertain and anxious. And it's not just our students, of course, everybody is. My heart goes out to folks, particularly in the hospitality industry. There are so many people whose jobs are on the line. There are financial concerns, there are health concerns. And in the face of all of this, the psychology department decided that we could really contribute to the community by offering up the tools of psychological science, because there's a long history of psychology in helping us cope with exactly things similar to this. And the idea here was, with so many of our students having to take remote classes and cope with classes that would probably still be as rigorous as they normally would be, we wanted to offer a class that would actually directly address the situation and give students the tools to cope not just with their difficult classes, but with the difficult lives that they had. And so we said, let's put together a course that will directly address the situation, directly provide hand-picked tools and practices. And I think that's important too. This is going to be a very hands-on course where in the course, whether synchronously and asynchronously, we're going to give individuals the tools to practice ways to cope, because we figured that would be a really key thing to help out our students. And then we thought, why not make it available to anybody, anywhere? And so we have a course for our students, but we're also opening up, and they will get credit for it. It's pass-fail. So again, we're keeping the stress down, but we are also offering pretty much every element of the course out to any person anywhere in the world. And again, it's sort of giving back to society and helping community with psychological science. So we're very excited to do that.
And when does the course start, and how would someone get connected to that course?
So the course starts next week. There's a completely asynchronous component where you can log in and there's no fee. It's completely free. You can do whichever parts of the course you want to do. There's actually also a synchronous component, which you can also take for free. The easiest way to find out more and sign up for it is by going to our website for the course, which is punch-covid19.com. So PUNCH COVID19.com. And I'll send you the link in the page. And you can just sign on and pick whichever option you'd like for the course. And I think one thing I want to stress that's particularly important is every week we will be actually having practices that you can take part in. So you may have heard about live yoga sessions and live mindfulness sessions. Well, this is sort of the best of all worlds, where we're going to give you some of the theory and content behind what's good, but also give you an opportunity to practice these things. And it's set out in a week-to-week basis so that we'll really cover many angles. There'll be something for parents. There's something for teachers, for all of us who are working remotely from home. So a lot of neat things in there.
Fantastic. And we'll make sure that we provide that link in the comment section below here as well for all of our viewers, as well as on our Facebook page. Wonderful. So how have you been taking care of your health and well-being? Any tips to share with all of us here today?
I think the single biggest thing is probably keeping to a schedule. And I think it is very easy. We are theoretically on spring break, big quotes there, spring break. And the whole family is at home. And so we are letting the kids have spring break and, do things online a little bit more and things like that. But personally, making sure I keep to a schedule. We have a new dog that we did not have in Green Bay. Yeah, cute little puppy.
Yay!
And yeah, so multiple strolls with the dog, but also very explicitly, we make sure the entire family walks out, takes at least 2 walks outside a day. I mean, we are very close to a lot of wooded area. So it's very easy to literally step out of our backyard and walk up into the hills through the pine trees. I know there's still snow on the ground there, but here the grass is green and the buds are coming through. So every day we go through and look out at the new buds. And we've started, at least, even though the kids don't like this too much, I have started a flower log where we go out and check out the new blooms that pop up every day. And I think being with nature, as my dear friend and colleague Georgina Wilson-Dengis from the UWGB Psych Department, who's an environmental psychologist, will tell you, getting out with nature is key. Go out on the Fox River Trail, go out to the East River, walk around there. You don't have to be near people, but get out with nature. And I think whether you're there in Green Bay or here in Corvallis, Oregon, spend some time with nature and get out there no matter what the temperature. And I think that's some of the things that can really help us out.
Absolutely. And I think that's a little bit of a silver lining about when all of this is coming for us, for folks who have those 4 seasons, right? We're kind of entering into that spring, that rebirth, the summer, the days are getting longer, it's getting warmer. And so I feel like that is a little bit of a silver lining. We can get outside, we can continue to move, and the weather's getting better. So
it is. And, yeah, and Natalie, I think one of the biggest things too is whether implicitly or explicitly, the situation is taking control away from us. And the more control we can have on our own lives, the better we're going to feel.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So in closing, Regan, who or what is inspiring you today?
I actually have to say the leadership at my university. Oregon State, even though at the expense of losing a lot of money, it is doing things for its students that is just in the students' best interests, and it is just such, in these hard times, it is inspiring to see leadership. Our leadership at the university, let me make clear the leadership I'm talking about. I'm seeing the leadership at our university really thinking about people first and the financial bottom line second. And I think that's just super to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's times like this where we really see those heroes really emerge and that leadership really emerge. So that's
absolutely
very inspiring. Good things to see. So we really appreciate you being with us here today, Regan. We know that there are a lot of things going on in everyone's world, and so appreciate you really supporting our collective well-being and for the things that you do every day to ensure that the world is just a little bit better, right?
And Green Bay is a special place, and you're doing some wonderful work there. If there's ever a time where Weller is needed and important, this is it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really becoming part of the forefront, right? And well-being is especially important in times like this to really ensure resiliency and community and connection coming together. And so with that, we would like to also thank you all for joining us here today. If you have suggestions on who you would like to hear from next, please drop us a note. You can email us at hello@wello.org, or you can visit our website at wello.org to get more information around all things well-being and different community stories that we have kind of up on the website right now. So until next time, I hope that you all remain safe, healthy, and well. Take care, everyone.